The heat has returned to Denver. We saw temps spike near 100 degrees today. Not quite a record. Hot still, though. Those temps are expected to climb even higher tomorrow. The heat and the dry conditions are making it really tough for firefighters on the western slope. They're busy now battling multiple wildfires in Rio Blanco County. We'll get to the latest on those fires in just a few minutes. Thanks so much for joining us today. I'm Jennifer Meckles.
I'm Kim Christensen. The good news is they're expecting some rain soon, and that would really help out fire crews as we head into the weekend. Let's bring in 9 News Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin. How soon is that rain coming? Not soon enough, I know.
No, not soon enough. Today would even be nice. And Kim, the clouds that we're seeing are producing wind and lightning and not the rain that we need or that fire managers would love to see. And a bit of smoke and haze has made its way from western Colorado across the Continental Divide, I-70, right into the Denver metro area. So far, 98 downtown, 96 at DIA, 97 is our forecast high, 99 the record set back in 2007. Still in the mid-90s here, 101 in Greeley, 99 in Grand Junction. So the heat is on. We're also monitoring the wind, which is picking up in areas like Greeley, Roggen, Fort Morgan, Loveland Pass, and Dumont. We do have a red flag warning extended out for all of western Colorado now for critical fire weather and the wildfire smoke, creating an unhealthy atmosphere for those trying to breathe that air, with air quality alerts out for most of western Colorado and the Northwest Plateau. As you can see, not a lot of relief in the form of cloud cover or rain. We do think that will be changing by the end of the week, but tonight and tomorrow, any storms with rain are north and east of our forecast area, with the greatest impact outside of Colorado. Temperatures in the mid-90s now, dropping into the 70s by midnight. Coming up, a check of the radar again and some relief on the way in the extended forecast in the form of rain for some areas. Details on that just ahead.
Kathy, thank you. Right now, these hot, dry conditions are only fueling fires in the high country. There is some good news, though. Crews are making progress on a few of these. Pagosa Springs residents living near the Oak Fire, they can now head back to their homes. The evacuation order that was put in place on Sunday was officially lifted early afternoon today. The sheriff's office says that fire is burning 75 acres. It's 47% contained tonight, and now crews are working on a number of hot spots.
Crews are also gaining ground on the Elk Fire burning near Meeker. It's now 75% contained. That progress will help free up resources to focus on that Lee Fire burning on the other side of Meeker. Those firefighters on the Lee Fire will need all the help they can get. Tonight, it's burned more than 120,000 acres. It's just 4% contained.
9 News reporter Mark Salinger's been in Meeker this week, where volunteer firefighters are on the front lines trying to protect their own neighbors.
The Lee Fire burning here in Rio Blanco County got really close to the town of Meeker. It burned down this hillside behind me and got just a couple of miles away from town, burning pretty much around houses as firefighters worked to stop the flames. There's more than 1,200 firefighters here right now from across the country battling these fires. But before all that help arrived, volunteer firefighters from here in Meeker put up a fight, stopped the flames, and saved their town. There are about 40 volunteer firefighters in the town of Meeker, and they all rushed into the fire station when the Elk and Lee fires ignited more than a week ago. They put up a fight, saved their town, and now when you drive through Meeker, you see sign after sign thanking those firefighters, as well as all those other firefighters that have come in to Meeker to help fight these fires.
I'm very, very proud of my people. Not only the ones that were out on the line, busting it every day, but the people that were here, you know, fixing the equipment, the people that are still covering town, the people that are running EMS calls. I mean, everybody stepped up.
The work that all of these firefighters have been doing is truly remarkable. The Lee Fire now growing to the 5th largest wildfire in the history of the state, burning more than 120,000 acres. So far, only 5 homes have been burned between the Elk and the Lee fires. Coming up tonight on Next, we'll share more from the first responders there that evening as these wildfires started and quickly grew out of control. In Meeker, I'm Mark Salinger, 9 News.
An investigation into stolen Social Security checks led to a morbid discovery: the body of a man who'd been dead more than 18 months. And even stranger is the 2 people accused of spending his money continued to live with his corpse in a Lakewood condo.
It all came to light after family members tried without success to reach the man and let him know there was an inheritance waiting for him. Kevin Vaughn from 9 News Investigates has the story.
Behind the neatly maintained fence, beyond the lush lawns and the towering trees, a bizarre story unfolded in a Lakewood condominium. At its core was a run-of-the-mill fraud scheme. James Agnew and Suzanne Agnew, each accused of stealing more than $17,000 in Social Security payments meant for someone else. But how they ended up there was anything but commonplace. All of it laid out in court documents obtained by 9 News Investigates. Living in that condo were James Agnew, Suzanne Agnew, and James O'Neill. They were in a 3-way relationship, described by Suzanne Agnew as intimate, with all 3 of them involved. Earlier this summer, Lakewood police went to the condo after O'Neill's brother couldn't reach him to let him know he'd inherited some money. Officers talked with a man who said his name was James, his face and his shoes captured by a body camera. But when the brother saw that image, they learned it wasn't James O'Neill they'd spoken with, it was James Agnew. And they found other images of him shopping at convenience stores using James O'Neill's debit card. When Lakewood detectives arrived at the apartment July 3rd with a search warrant, Suzanne Agnew immediately told me we would find James O'Neill's body. They did, under a deflated air mattress in the bedroom the 3 of them had shared. He'd apparently been dead since mid-December 2023.
The Jefferson County coroner is still working to determine the cause of James O'Neill's death. The documents we obtained suggest there may have been drug use the night before. As for James and Suzanne Agnew, in addition to charges related to the theft, each is also accused of tampering with a deceased human body and abuse of a corpse. Live in the newsroom, Kevin Vaughn, 9 News.
Such a disturbing story, Kevin, and we all were talking about the charges. It's hard to say how this man died right now, and the charges might change.
That's possible, Kim. Obviously, the coroner did an autopsy. They're waiting for test results. The autopsy report's not done. Until we get that, we won't know what they think happened.
All right, thank you. We know you'll follow up. Thanks so much. We are learning new details in a deadly hit-and-run crash that killed a woman in a wheelchair over the weekend. Aurora police say 47-year-old Randy Waller was crossing East Colfax near I-225 on Sunday when she was hit by a car. Detectives used city cameras, gas station video, and license plate readers to track down the driver. Investigators say the car that hit her belonged to Alejandro de los Santos Rios, a Venezuelan national. Police say Rios later admitted to the hit and run and returned to the scene after, where he saw Waller dead. He drove off again without alerting police. He also sold the damaged car right after. He's also charged with leaving the scene of an accident involving death.
Denver police say they've arrested a teenager for a shooting that happened in Lodo late last month. Happened about a block away from Coors Field near 20th and Market. 4 people got hurt. Denver police already arrested a 21-year-old man in connection to that same shooting. Now they believe they've got the shooter. But that person's a minor, so they're not naming him. He is facing several charges, including attempted homicide.
A man who played the Nuggets mascot Rocky is now suing the team, accusing them of violating the state anti-defamation law when they fired him last year. Drake Solomon started playing Rocky in 2021 after his dad, Ken, the longtime Rocky, retired. Solomon says a couple of years later he was diagnosed with a condition that limits blood flow to his legs. He took some medical leave for an unsuccessful surgery in 2023. Then doctors told him he needed a double hip replacement. Solomon said when he told his bosses, they told him they were going to hold open tryouts for the position. He says he returned to work 2 months early from that surgery and was as good as new, but the bosses still held tryouts and let him go a few days later. The Nuggets wouldn't comment on the lawsuit. Solomon accuses Kroenke Sports and Entertainment of violating Colorado's Anti-Discrimination Act.